Yes, where the God man them there. Well, they are right here. Welcome, man and man from Moran Point in the Grill. Welcome to the mailbox here every Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. right here on your family station, Love 101 FM. It's July 20th, 2022, and a little bit hot here in Kingston and maybe the same in Portmore. Wherever you are listening, we greet you. So, welcome to the mailbox. This is Kevin Bailey, and my co host is right here. Yeah,
Well, Kevin, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Love 101 family. Good afternoon to those viewing us on YouTube or Facebook. Indeed, it is hot. Not a little, it is very hot. uh, what a time we've been having here at Love 101. But before going further, we just want to say thanks to Fosrich Company Limited, your electrical, solar, and lighting people. They are the sponsors of the mailbox, and we're highly appreciative of that. So go on, get your electrical supplies and solar and lighting facilities and accessories at Fosrich Company. Today's topic, we continue as we started last week. This is part two, a man's guide to moving on. And indeed, it was such an interesting program, we'd say back by popular demand, that we believe we didn't completely explore all the areas. And so today we will try to ensure that we do so. The questions: is it harder for a man to forgive? Big question. Why should a Christian man struggle, or why would a Christian man struggle with unforgiveness? Can a man truly forgive and forget? Big questions today. Or he should only forgive but never forget. Kevin, big questions, and we hope to continue to explore and give answers, and hoping that will help all those who are listening.
definitely, Courtney. We are going to have a guest. He was with us the last time, Pastor Christoph Hyman. He's pastor at Wild Cane District of Seventh-day Adventist Churches, and he has an interesting testimony from very early age. He accepted a call to pastoral ministry after becoming a member of the Warsaw SDA Church in Trelawney. He's married, so he's husband to one wife. But we have been talking a lot about forgiveness, and so we look forward again in having Pastor Hyman. Pastor Hyman, are you here? Just want to double check. Hi,
Yes.
welcome back to the mailbox.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a blessing and a privilege to be here sharing with you this evening.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us again. Thank you
Yeah,
for making time out for us. We know sometimes person schedules are so tight. We thank you
Yes,
that you could just eke out a little small portion for us this another Wednesday evening, or another Wednesday afternoon. Kevin, but how was your weekend? I hope you had a fantastic time. I was part of the I Love Summer campaign down in Maypen at the old police station. It was a glorious time. We had oats and
yes,
cornmeal porridge cook off, and
yeah.
that was fascinating. I want to say hi to Lady Priscilla Muirhead, and she's on the Muirhead for now. She's engaged.
Mm.
Thai Jewel Company, that's where the bag juice them a shot. Some sorrel and some sorrel mango, Caribbean blends, boy, them nice. Me love them.
I-
Give my wife the thing if you're listening. So she got it. But it's an interesting weekend.
Yeah, I heard a good job, you and the guys. So very proud of what is happening. I want to big up Reverend Walters and the team at Miracle Open Bible. Had the privilege to be with the men there, Men's Sunday. And
Cool.
people say must hail you up, Angela, so she listens to the mailbox. Big up Kevin
Thanks.
Wright and Roger and Rohina. Many people from across there as well. And a lady called Tiffany she's from the Apostolic Church. She says, must big your Courtney. So I'm doing it so Tiffany can say she heard it as well. And the men are doing some stuff. Coming this Saturday, I'm going to be sharing in Lionel Town with Men of Vision from the Open Bible Church. So big up to Hickory Salmon and the team there. It's good to have men from all over. So when we say man there, we mean that there are men from all denominations. From Moran Point to Negril, here we have Christoph Hyman from the Seventh day Adventist Church giving his wisdom and contribution. So, unity is strength. And when we collaborate, we can overcome the wiles of the enemy. So it's so important that we collaborate in love and unity, serving one Christ. So yeah,
Yeah,
good to
man,
be here.
it's really very good. Kev, I don't know. Everywhere I go, the first person I've asked for, not even my wife, is Kevin. Where is Kevin? Uh, I commit such a great crime traveling by myself, but everywhere I go, I'm asked for Kevin. My goodness.
Well,
But after 10 years together, I expect that to happen. We want to
I
invite
know.
our listeners to watch the program live on social media, Facebook and YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen, you can comment via Facebook or YouTube or via our WhatsApp line at 876-997-3125. Men, you can give us a call at 876-968-8327 or 876-968-8328. And we want to just give a shout out to the men, as we said,
Yes.
from Newell Point to Moran Point, all across the length and breadth of Jamaica. And so, after three, Kev, one,
Mm-hmm.
2, 3. Monday!
Yes,
Yes.
a man in the place, and we want to remind our listeners that we have Pastor Christoph Hyman, and he's going to be our special guest. And there's a question I have to ask Pastor Hyman, and he can't leave without answering this one. I want to find out how is it that a woman will forgive her husband if he strays, if he has an extramarital affair, even having a child, and after going through devastation, she taking the child. But if the wife ever go out and have an extramarital affair, the husband, whether water baptized, Holy Ghost filled Jesus and the mind, say him can't forgive her. I pastor have to go answer. Why is it that the man them take it so hard to forgive the woman when the woman just decide that I'll forgive my husband, my boyfriend. I don't want to put you yet, but I tell you, you have to go answer that question. But just to
That
let you
that is a,
know,
I see that is a great challenge.
no, no, need your perspective on this one. But just to remind our audience, we call it the draft. Courtney has a special meaning for it. Courtney, tell us about the draft, man. Eh?
Draft means for me the direct response for the featured theme, you know.
Ah,
So we have some direct questions that we would ask you
yeah,
that we would want to delve into before we get into what we call the inbox and the meat of the matter. Yes, Kev.
right. So I want to Pastor Hyman, just a little recollection of what you would say, were some of the things we spoke about the last time, those who had missed it. And anything you want to kind of recap, when we talk about forgiveness that at the outset right now. Would love you to do that. Just a little
Yes,
recap.
thank you, Sir Bailey. Last time we spoke about forgiveness in the light of how to overcome unforgiveness that settles within, and we look at who does the unforgiveness affect, and we looked at the varying challenges that we sometimes encounter with forgiveness. We discussed, especially Major Friend explaining to us what ego is and all of those things. So we had discussed it at a great length, how unforgiveness really affects the person that has been hurt. we looked into the fact that it is very difficult sometimes for the man to forgive after being hurt. And I remember we had a caller who spoke about forgetting and forgiving and constantly being hurt and so on. So we discussed a plethora of things that can impact the man in where forgiveness is concerned.
Tremendous summary there. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Pastor Herman. Courtney, I know you're big on this topic too. You know what you want to say in recapping about this forgiveness issue.
For me, I think one of the things that really impacted me most was when Major Friend spoke to the issue of ego and self-identity. And, it showed that for men, unless that is developed, unless we pay more closer attention to the issue of the confidence and men learning how to love themselves for who they are, then we are going to find that we can fall easily due to pride. I saw
Mhm.
Lady Yvonne Coke from Montego Bay saying, "Hi, good to have seen you too." Went to the Isle of Summer portion as well in Montego Bay. Nice to have met you as well. One person is saying, "Good afternoon, gentlemen and Radioland." Not rocket science. It's all about his ego. I'm one of those
Mm,
who have a little difficulty with just saying it's all about his ego. As again, for me, the issue of what Major Friend says, it's something we have to explore, I think, far more deeply than is said. And if we
Mhm.
are able to really hit at that foundational level of the man's confidence and appreciation of who he is, then we will get to it. When I hear somebody say it's all about his ego, it's almost like somebody draw off a big stick and whap him.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't know. So it's something we need to look at.
No, definitely, and I think people are begging for questions. You know, sometimes we may say don't do this, or we may say this is what it is, but they want solutions, practical suggestions. How how do we identify this ego? Where did it come from? And a big thing in kind of go through self-esteem, how we think and feel about ourselves. Is it still slavery and colonialism that contributes to self-hatred and self-deprecation, while we're not loving ourselves, we're not proud of our color, our blackness, our big nose, our cast eye, not knee. Why is it that we can't fully love what God has created? you know and it's a big thing. And then our parenting and shame-based parenting in Jamaica and the Caribbean. You're black like you're worthless, like you're dunce, like your head big. Why is it that we have that? Can we change it? And then can the church help? I think they're begging for help. And so already we have a voice note, so we're gonna take the voice note. People them sharp, and ready for you, Pastor Ivan. So let's let's take the voice note.
Yes.
All right.
My sister and I are 2 months apart. I am 2 months older than my sister. My mother took her in and take her as her own and grew her up as her daughter. She called my mother mommy, and sometimes I think my mother loved her more than me. And that was my father's child. And they were married. But my mother are the best woman in the world because me don't know how she do it and still love her husband until he died. I don't know why, but the olden days people them have some kind of love when they but is not displayed in this era and this generation. But my mother was the best mother. I saw her do some stuff that me not do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
different strokes for different folks. We want to discuss that voice note a little and refer to it, but at this time, we're going to take a commercial break. We're going to throw right back to the studio. You're listening to the mailbox right here on Love 101, the family station. Coming right back.
No, it's a battle. Time to put your vehicle in a drive. Take it to travel. Like Mary. You are
Hello, Jamaica. Fosfridge 60 days up to 60% discount sale is on now. Sale on electrical, lighting, solar cables. Get Philips LED bulbs for $190. Visit all branches for breakers, panels, solar floodlights, wires, switches, lighting, and more lighting. Happy 60th anniversary, Jamaica. Sale ends August 31. Open Sundays. Visit www.fosfridge.shop.
Maximize the summer with First Global Bank.
Maxi for millions with your credit card from FGB.
Use your FGB credit card between now and August 31st to be one of 8 lucky winners to win a share of $2 million in the Max It for Millions promotion. First prize, $1 million. Second prize, $500,000. Third prize, $250,000. And the 5 prizes of $50,000. Don't have a FGB credit card? Apply on the GK1 app and get 5,000 bonus points. Visit firstglobalbank.com for details.
Maxi for millions.
Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. FGB, your commercial bank from Grace Kennedy.
Keep fully connected with Flow Fiber Fast Internet at home and on the road with LTE data and calls for a fast, reliable experience anywhere. Over 500 communities have been upgraded since 2020, making more of Jamaica Flow Fiber Fast. And with Yard and Road, get Flow Fiber Faster Yard and LTE Road for as low as $3,999 plus GCT. Visit discoverflow.co to get connected on Jamaica's largest network. Conditions apply.
Are you looking to unlock your career this summer? Build your skill set through the free GSS and one-on-one summer program. Explore opportunities in accounting, business, information and industrial technology, internship opportunities, career support and mentorship advice from industry experts through the virtual experience. You must be 16 to 20 years old to register. Registration now open. Visit careersunlocked.org for more information. Say yes to GSS this summer and unlock your career.
Monkeypox is in Jamaica. If you are experiencing fever, intense headache, muscle aches, and/or rash on the skin, you must isolate immediately and call ahead to your health center or doctor before visiting. All members of the public should wear a mask, frequently wash hands, and practice physical distancing. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Love 101 now presents Facts on Monkeypox. There are no treatments specifically for monkeypox virus infections. For mild cases of monkeypox, over-the-counter medications like ibuprofen and acetaminophen can help with symptoms. Avoiding skin-to-skin contact is the best way to limit the spread of monkeypox. That was Facts on Monkeypox, presented by Love 101 FM.
Welcome back to the program, The Mailbox. You're live here on Love 101, the family station. And we are thankful to Fosrich Company Limited, your electrical, solar, and lighting people. They are our sponsors and continue to ensure that the message is reaching all ends of Jamaica and the international platform of this globe. Want to give a big shout out to my wife. She celebrated her 15th birthday on the 18th of July. That was Monday. And so she's double five, double grace. And I also want to give a shout out to Miss Claudette Lindo, whose birthday is today, and to Miss Nadine Hunter, whose birthday is tomorrow. What for July people, I know. So
hey,
it is a good time. Kev, we're
right.
here today again looking at this forgiveness thing. Tell us a bit about it again, Boado.
Sure. Also want to big up to Dr. Barry Davidson and Sister Bev Davidson celebrating 50 years of marriage. 50 years. Dr. Barry Davidson, my boss, CEO of Family Life Ministries, and his dear wife, Bev Davidson. And just want to say congratulations. The Lord continue to bless both of you. Tremendous example of what marriage looks like. And they have really set an example for all of us. So we really want to wish them all the very best for the rest of the years. Not telling them 50 more, right? But all the very best. Big up there. So, listeners, you can watch the program live on social media: Facebook, YouTube, Love 101 FM Jamaica. Leave us a comment there too, or send us your feedback via our WhatsApp line 876-997-3125. And man oh man, remember, you can call us now. Ask any question of Pastor Hyman. He's right here. 876-968-8327 or 876-968-8328. So please give us a call. We're talking about forgiveness, a man's guide to moving on. And so, Pastor, could you share, based on the comment, the voice note we heard, just your thoughts on that?
Thank you very much, Sir Bailey. I am still a little, you know, I am happy that for the woman that your mother was. I am happy for that. I realize that it has become a challenge in Jamaica where, a lot of times married men have external affairs and some of those affairs end up having children. And some of our strong Jamaican women decide that they are going to carry the, 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 the parenting of the child. So much so sometimes, as the caller had said, sometimes they treat that child as if it's the only child in the world. And I must say commendations to that mother.
Mhm.
The question is asked, how is it that it's so minimal among men? But another discussion that we might need to have is the fact that uh, it's very often in Jamaica you have where there is a married man and woman in the yard, and the woman has been having external affairs, and many children would have come as a result of of that external affair, and the man for years without knowing take care of that child, and sometime after, even after the man finds out, the children would have been big on their own, and the man still stick around. So it is very a very minimal practice, but I think it happens. I'm not sure as to what the statistics are, but it happens, and it happens. But I might be a little out to say, very brave to say that you can. There are people who forgive people, and they are not together again. So the forgiveness does not necessarily mean that things will be the same again, because a lot of things will happen, and sometimes when that child is being raised in the family, it causes more of a deterrence in the family. It causes the family to drift apart more than the family being pulled together. Sometimes this extra child coming in, the woman might use it as a weapon for anything that is being done. If the woman does anything that is out of the way, so you know, it is a ticklish situation, and sometimes you have to be careful how you address some of these situations, because every situation has its own way of happening, because there are so many different things that might affect. Sometimes it's better to separate and being together, because one person will end up in the morgue and another end up in prison. So the forgiveness might not be them coming back together, but it might be them living two separate lives and living a better life.
Thank you, Pastor Hyman. Kevin had asked a question earlier that he wanted you to get into, along the same lines that you just mentioned, of the woman forgiving the man for having extramarital affairs, but as soon as she does, or if that occurs, the man seems to be more unforgiving. Is leaving immediately. I want to twin with it. Is domestic violence, abuse, by a man, also one of those seemingly unforgivable sins by the woman, though. Twin both of them, weigh them, because we want to hear some different aspects. What in relationships causes these situations of unforgiveness to arise, and how can we deal with them?
And just majority of the times, Sir Morrison, the reason they end up in the situation that they end up in is because unforgiveness is there. So sometimes a man is abusive to a woman because the woman might have done something some time ago, and the man is still not forgiving the woman for what she has done. So that unforgiveness is expressed through the boxes and all of those things. Uh, and sometimes a man goes out or a woman goes out to cheat because unforgiveness is existing within the marriage. So sometimes these things starts because forgiveness is not being perpetuated in the family. And for unforgiveness sometimes is a disease that doctors cannot cure. Only the Holy Spirit can help you to overcome, because sometimes you have been hurt in such a way that you store the unforgiveness in your heart, and you end up having so much ailment, so much physical ailments, you cannot understand why you are so sick. You have been eating right, you have been exercising, all these things, because but the unforgiveness still exists in the heart and cause some of these challenges. We find that in women, when it comes on to being abused, some women sometimes forgive the men, while the, while the woman might have forgiven the man, sometimes the community doesn't forgive the man. So the woman might stay and have forgiven the man, but the community would not have forgiven the man. And then that is a whole another genre of challenges that may exist in the family.
Very complex situation. And how do you know that you are forgiven? Some people say, I keep remembering it, but I have forgiven. And we know we touched on it last time. And but could you share some of the things that would happen, Pastor Hyman? A man wants to know, how do I know that I have forgiven? Even after 2 years, it is painful. I sometimes doubt myself. I wonder. And a lady may say, how do I know I'm still comparing stuff? What are some of the signs? What is happening inside of me? Are there some symptoms, some changes that I know that, yes, I have really forgiven? I think we're going to take a studio break, and then we're going to come back for you to answer that one, but just to be able to share on that.
Cellular phone, pull out me Digicel SIM card alone. With the golden SIM, me a flourish. Win a weekly 1 mil for your home.
You could win $1 million in the Digicel Golden SIM promotion. To enter, just top up, activate a plan, or any other qualified action. Check the first 18 digits of your SIM card. Then visit Digicel's social media pages or the My Digicel app on Tuesdays to find out if you have the Golden SIM for the week. Call 876-619-5000 to claim your prize. Text 142 to 137 for more info.
Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Act.
NHF is here for you. Getting that discount on my daughter's medication is a relief. The NHF card makes it so affordable that she doesn't miss a dose. Whenever my parents visit a public hospital, I can fill their prescription at drugstore pharmacies at no extra cost. Not to mention, renovating and building new health centers, hospital wards, and providing new medical equipment. The NHF is always helping to take care of my family. The NHF is here for health. The NHF is here for you.
Make an impact on your career. Earn real money. Get 3 to 4 local and international certification in practical nursing and early childhood education with free CXC or CAPE subjects in 6 to 12 months at Distinction College, located at 26 Hagley Park Road, Kingston, 6 Nugent Street, Spanish Town, and Ocho Rios. Earn global certificates in 3 months in geriatric nursing, phlebotomy, childcare. We have the lowest school fees around. Classes begin very soon. Call us 356-4167.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes, welcome back to the mailbox on Love 101 FM, talking about forgiveness. This is part two. Kevin and Courtney in the place, and our special guest, Pastor Hyman, Pastor Christoph Hyman. Some persons may say that men really place emphasis on their sexuality, their masculinity is tied to their sexuality. They based on performance. They grade themselves, and so when another man comes on and take over their territory, they feel devalued, marked down, and the jealousy and anger because you are going to the core of what I consider my identity, my own personality. Is there anything to that as against the woman who based on relationships and she see more integrated picture of love and the identity tied to family relationships? Men have this again goes to what they consider a real significant part of their identity, their sexual performance, and the fact that this woman almost is like mine, and if I'm doing a good job, she will not look elsewhere. No, somebody else is there taking over that territory. That surely angers me. Pastor Hyman, any comment on that? No, we have a voice note after that, but just wanted to pick your brain on that one as well.
Well, that statistically is very true. Man, when a man cheats based on statistics, that is not based on, I wouldn't say that this is based on Christoph Hyman, but statistically, when a man cheats, he cheats based on what he sees. There's not much of a love connection per se, but more of an infatuation. But it is said when a woman cheats, it's because the woman uh, fall in love with the person and gives of herself. So when she gives of her body, she gives of herself, because it is often said that men give sex to get love, or no, women give sex to get love, and men give love to get sex. So the man will treat you nice to get sex, but the woman will love you, give you the sex to get that start of a love and affection. So that is some of the basis of the reason why the cheating of man is somewhat different from the woman. So when a man sees his woman going out there, it is as if he has not done enough. He has not been satisfactory enough. He has not displayed his manhood enough. So it takes away from him, and how it's how our community sees man. When a woman cheats on a man, you would hear comments like, such type of man now treat the woman good in a lady pipe well. And I mean, let me be careful with that. But these things are often said, and sometimes the man's unforgiveness is not only because of what he felt when he heard of the situation, but how the community makes him feel. It makes him feel worthless. It makes him feel as if he cannot manage his household. He cannot, and in Jamaica, men are seen as very territorial. As a matter of fact, biblically, man is seen as the head of the household. And so when something goes wrong in my house, it is because I am not doing what I am supposed to do. It looks bad on me at home, and not only at home, but in the community. So the harshness that I treat you with is as a result of what I have gotten from the community. So those are contributing factors to the man being unforgiving.
Pastor Hyman, thank you very much. That's some of the things I like to look at. I don't just look at what are the end results, but what are the genesis, and where
Causes.
is the cause. Sometimes I think we talk about the responses and forget that there's cause and effect.
Mhm.
When we look at our men, how is it that you think we can re-socialize and change the perspective? Because there's one thing, I was discussing this just yesterday with someone, and it is a lot of our men, especially in church, who continue to lay the wounds or inflict the wounds upon our men by the stereotypical ideologies that exist and it's almost like a shame game
Mm-hmm.
or blame game. I'm not even sure I want to use the word game, but how can we help our men to again help with this ego issue? What feeds it, what deflates it, what removes it, that he is able to stand and recognize there is nothing I need to do differently from being a man more than loving myself. How can we help our men in assuming that correct identity so that there's love, affection, and compassion and not just a machoism?
Many times, a man's challenge in his adulthood comes from his childhood. The greater portion of how he treats somebody else, not only his wife or his or somebody that he's closely connected with, um, emotionally, with great intimacy, but how he treats people right across the board, how he treats his sisters, his fellow co-workers, and all of those things. Those things stem from childhood because we spend so much time teaching women to be wives and not teaching men to be husbands. We spend so much time teaching girls to be elegant and be the queen of wherever they are, to step in with boldness, to give them confidence. But whenever the boys come around, we just treat them as if they are, they are just to exist. They are here to support women uh, only. And so one of the challenges
Girls
that
are
I
made
have.
of sugar and spice and everything nice, and boys are made of puppy tails and dog tails and snails. It's
Yes,
feeding
that
our
is the
identity, and we need to change
yes,
it.
yes. That is, and the emotions of men are. I want to put this out there that before I say this, my wife and I we are doing very well. We are having a very good relationship. We enjoy our marriage for the
Yes.
last year that we have been married. We have been married a year and plus now, and we are basking into
Congrats.
marital bliss. I want to
Yes.
say that.
Yes.
While I say that, I want to also say there is a popular saying that says, happy wife, happy life. So in this case, a man in the marriage his happiness doesn't value much. As long as the woman is happy, everything is okay. So the man can be talked to anyhow, can be treated anyhow, but he has to be the best husband to the wife so that the wife can keep, so those are some of the things that affect the man himself. Those are some of the causes of some of the
Pastor
greatest
Hyman,
anguish in the life of men.
you touched something, Pastor Hyman, which is so significant because I don't think our girls, student females, are told to stop harassing the boys and pinching them
Mm-hmm.
and doing some stuff against them because the
Mm-hmm.
boys are told do not hit the female, but the females are not taught to stop abusing the little boys. So
Mm-hmm.
they are kicking, pinching the little boys, etc., and expect the little boys to just take it in. They kind
Mm-hmm.
of disrespect. So it goes both ways. That we really have to be teaching male and female from early childhood how you respect boundaries, male and female boundaries, and how to love. So the fact that you touch that because a man is in the marriage and him said then if it's all to keep the wife happy, when am I going to be happy? Why the two of we can't be happy? What is
Yes.
why both of us can't be? We have a
Hey,
voice
hey,
note.
hey, Kev, before the voice note, because I don't want to miss this. I was
Yes.
listening to something on Instagram the other day, Pastor Hyman, you know, and they were saying what a lady saying, the man is asking, what do you bring to the table? When persons are coming into a relationship and they want to know what
Mm-hmm.
the other person is bringing, and the person says to the woman, what are you bringing to the table? And the lady says, I am the table. But so there's happy wife, happy life. So I have part that says happy groom makes the marriage go vroom vroom.
We
Let's
can
take that
we have a
one.
I love that one.
win-win situation. Voice note, yeah.
Yes, sir, Kevin and Sir Courtney, and your guests. Big up on a nice clean self. Monday about to Monday. You know what's the problem is from when we have been growing up, they said a woman cannot do what a man do and still be a lady. So right in the back of a man's head, I mean a lady must keep herself restricted, but him can go there and have 99 woman. So when a woman slip up right away, that man ready for kill. Yes, because him say she fi stay faithful to him, but him can go out there go do. It obvious the woman not a feeling, she can take all of the bun, but the man have whole heap, so don't bun, all right.
That sounded like
Wow.
Sister Ray Ray. Yeah, that's also a teaching that's out there that really goes against our women, and it's something we need to recognize is wrong.
Let's read this WhatsApp message here. Courtney Pastor Hyman. It says, my grandfather said my uncle was not his when his mom said she was pregnant for him. My grandmother decided to go and look for the child. When she returned, she told my grandfather that the child is his and he's going to support the child. She did the DNA right there. She ensured that he did and even invited my uncle to live with them, and they stayed together until death did their part. Women are made up differently. God made them that way. Any comment on that, Pastor Hyman?
I agree to an extent. I believe with my whole heart that men and women are different creatures. They respond in different ways. And that is why even this matter of homosexuality and you and all of these things, men and women are made to complement each other. We respond differently emotionally. I'm not sure if a man may have gone and done the DNA and done DNA and whatever to say whatever. But because when the woman gets pregnant, she's at home. So you don't have to go out there to see the child. As soon as the child is born, you know whether the child is yours or not. uh, I think it's a stigma, and women are forgiving. Let me say that women are forgiving, and men are also forgiving.
Pastor Hyman, there's something that comes to my mind, and it almost slipped me just a while ago. Um, when we think about what's happening in today's society and what we're looking at, one of the first thing I recognize biblically, and I'm hoping the church is listening, that God was he was the first one who recognized the emotional state of a man. When he recognized it, the first thing he says, it was not good for the man to be alone. He identified that immediately, and he took from himself, the man himself, a rib aside and made him that meat, not mate as people think, but meat, that help suitable, that support system that will keep them together. We want to talk a little bit more about the forgiveness, but we're going to go to another break and we're going to come right back to this very thing of the support and how it is that we should complement each other. You're listening to the mailbox, so come right back.
Oh yeah, this pasta made in Jamaica. Porridge, oats, oatmeal, cornmeal with banana.
Yo, proud of we culture, yes, we love pasta. Only for protein, good source of fiber.
Love my family, me love my Fosca. I feel we Fosca, I feel we Fosca. We love we Fosca, I feel we Fosca.
We have to prosper with our pasta. Good for the sugar level and the blood pressure.
Made in Jamaica, we love we Fosca.
Phoenix Health and Vision Center now has 2 locations. St. Anne's Bay, 65 Main Street beside the health center. And now Shop 30 Champion Plaza, Falmouth, Trelawney. You heard me right. Shop 30 Champion Plaza, Falmouth, Trelawney. The only full-service eye care center for all your designer frames and designer glasses. Complete eye care. Book all your appointments now in St. Anne's Bay. Call 876-972-2388. 876-589-8327. For Falmouth and its environs, call this number 876-533-0540. Looking forward to seeing you at both locations. Phoenix Health and Vision Center. Now at Champion Plaza, Falmouth, Trelawney.
This Sunday, the service from the St. Andrew Parish Church Halfway Tree, normally aired at 6 p.m., will be aired at 5 p.m. as we share with you the live broadcast of the JCDC Jamaica Gospel Star competition. The service from the St. Andrew Parish Church Halfway Tree will be aired at 5 p.m. this Sunday. A blessing is always here on the family station, Love 101.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the mailbox here this evening, July the 20th, 2022. We have gone into the 7th month and more than halfway. We're talking about the man moving on. We're talking about issues of forgiveness and unforgiveness. We want to continue to thank Fosrich, the solar and lighting company, meet all your electrical needs, who sponsor the mailbox. We're with our guest for this afternoon, Pastor Hyman. Not seeing him at present. He may have left us. There he is. Welcome back. So we're talking about the complementary design that God gave for men, that woman came from man. And I'm one of those who would have to say every man did not come from a woman, but I can guarantee you every woman came from a man. It all began with a man, And that's not bias nor prejudice. That's just actuality. But could it be, as we enter this last segment, that our women feel they have an ownership on emotions, while our men seem a little bit aloof because we have been grown and socialized into thinking that being emotional is that men are not emotional? And one of the things my senior pastor loved to say is that men are emotional. Jesus bawled, Jesus wept. That women and our men, in terms of our mental understanding of emotions, which I believe forgiveness is also encompassed, that it could be a part of the reasoning why our men seem to say they forgive, but it has not been resolved or reconciled in their mind. Or I don't know how to term it. Probably, Kevin, you have to help me with the psychology part of this thing. But our women have been taught emotionally that this is female, while our men have been taught emotionally, you don't really go down that road. You tough it out, and that's the sign of emotion you must show. And so when it comes on to the act of forgiveness, he's still playing the tough it out role. What's your thought on that?
Yes, Pastor Herman.
Yes. No, because he mentioned Brother Kevin just now.
No, but it's some tease me, So
Okay. I was just being cordial. But you see how we have been socialized. As you said, women are the authority in the emotional aspect. But when it comes on to the boisterous and the strong and the assertive, it is masculine. It is seen as masculine. That is why when a woman is not expressing certain emotions, we say that she's not so straight. She's not acting right. She's behaving like a man. But these are some of the challenges that helps to force men to be unforgiving. I have an experience where if it was not for the goodness of God, I may have found myself in a state where I allow unforgiveness to eat away my entire life. Because growing up, as I share, I want to share a little of my experience. Growing up, I grew up in a single parent household. My mother struggled with me through primary school and high school, and even onto university. That is another testimony of God's blessings. But I have been fatherless for all these years. And now, because of that, some persons would expect that I would be very unforgiving. I would not talk to him, or I would not. But for me, I have seen where forgiving him helps me to grow, helps me to develop into a better person. And so, if I was influenced by society, a possibility is that we would have been having a tug and war relationship. But because of the nature of Christ that I want to be emulated in me, for a person to see Christ in me, and I want to be close to Christ, I have to let go of that unforgiveness and hold on to the assurance that Christ will help me to overcome. So
Pastor Hyman,
sometimes you're
thank you.
socialized in that way.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Your intimate story. How do you know and help those who are still struggling? They believe they are forgiven, and they want to know that yes, these are the things that says I have reached there. What are some of the things you would say would reinforce the fact that you have forgiven? Two or three stuff that comes to mind.
What first jumped at me is your ability to let go the situation. You being able to say, kind things about the person, thinking of no ill of the person, being able to not see this as a point of revenge, or even if you get the opportunity to be revengeful, you don't do it. That shows that you are forgiven. Also, there's no resentment in the heart. There is no ill feeling toward anything that the person does. So that is where forgiveness, not that you will forget what the person has done, but because even for me now, every now and again when I see different individuals talking about their experience growing up and how their father would have been present, it reminds me of where I was, where my father was not there. I will never forget. I'm not able to forget, because these would have shaped me into becoming the person that I am. So you won't forget. But the ill feeling, if anything should happen to him now, as long as I'm in the financial position to help him, I would. If he needs emotional help, whatever the situation is, I would have been helping. I would have been able to help him. Even now, whenever I refer to my sister, I have a sister who is by my father's side. What is quite interesting is that my father, after he and my mother separated, he had a child around the same time that my mother had her second child, and those were the only children that they had after. So, so I have a brother by my mother's side, and I have a sister by my father's side. We share a beautiful bond. My sister and I share a beautiful bond. And sometimes I would refer to my father and say, I was talking to my sister, I would say, you see your father today, or things like those too, because even though the relationship might not be there as it should be, the resentment that should be there is not there. And I believe when you have let go of that resentment, then you would be able to say that you have forgiven the person.
Interesting. Thank you, Pastor Hyman. You said something earlier that I don't know if you want to put your name and affix it to it. You said unforgiveness is a disease that only the Holy Spirit can cure. No doctor can cure it. Advise us in terms of in the church, what's happening out there. How should we teach forgiveness and help those, apart from just saying these are things that will show you that you are forgiven? How can we help persons to have an unoffendable and forgivable heart towards others?
Unoffendable and forgiving heart.
Yes.
When for a child of God, as you grow to appreciate God's goodness and grow to appreciate His love for you, then you'll be able to love others the way Christ loved them. When you are experiencing Christ, and we mentioned the text earlier last week to say that you ask God for forgiveness, but you first say, forgive me as I forgive others. So you're basically, that forgiveness comes from having a relationship with Christ. You can never go to church and the pastor takes up forgiveness and give it to you. That cannot happen. But when you start to have a relationship with Christ, when your desire is to live for Christ, then that forgiveness will come naturally. Because some persons pray, and when they pray and ask God for certain things, they don't want the test that comes with it. I remember a pastor was telling me that this member was praying for patience and said, God, I want patience now. I cannot wait on it, God. I want patience now. When we pray and ask God for things, we don't realize that sometimes those things are developed through testing. So you ask God to have a forgiving heart. Majority of the times, it's that the time you get the hurt that you need to forgive. So your crucibles and so on will come from there.
Awesome.
Wow. Pastor Christoph Hyman, thank you so much. I think we just have to wrap up this interesting conversation, Courtney.
It was a good one and a good way to close it out. So we want to again thank our producer, the one and only Tony K. Bromfield, I call her Queen T, our technical engineer, Timoy Butler, for technical support, and our guest himself, Pastor Christoph Hyman.
I want to, just before we close, last week I came here and I invited some people to listen, and they said, I thought you're a big way up on radio, yet on radio person. But I just want to say all those persons that know me and blessings, my community Warsaw, from where I've come, my churches, Wild Cane, White Sun, and a book and our little church that we're starting in Cascade. Have a very good evening. And my beautiful wife, Sister Antonia Grant Hyman, God bless you and have a wonderful rest of the evening.
So you call her Sister Antonia Hyman?
No, I am not able to say on radio what I call her, but I will leave it at that.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thanks, our listeners, our viewers, participants. Really appreciate your listenership. And we ask you to continue to share on each episode on the YouTube channel. You can watch previous episodes are also available for viewing and notes taken at Love 101 FM Jamaica. This is a program designed by men with guests who are men, hosted by yours truly, Kevin Bailey, and my co-host there,
Courtney Morrison. So catch you next week, same place, same time. This was the Mailbox, sponsored by Fosrich Company Limited, your electrical, solar, and lighting people, and brought to you by Love 101 FM, the family station. Next week, Monday.
Monday up. Let's